Howdy folks, it's Not Jay from Not Jay Tabletop Gaming, and this video dives back into the Imperial side with our look into Stormtrooper crew. The Stormtrooper crew for my Fistful of Lead Galactic Heroes Star Wars scenario, Battle of Endor. Stormtroopers were the elite fighting force for the Empire. Their loyalty was unquestionable, and their aim was apparently not so great. We'll see how this force builds out, and we'll take a look at our TK Stormtroopers. So hop on in, buckle up, and let's get going. Alright, here is our first Stormtrooper, TK-1974. This is the leader of the Stormtrooper crew. You can tell by the orange shoulder pad, the orange pauldron there. Just your standard Stormtrooper sergeant, you know, guy wearing white with black spandex underneath. Basic model. It's easy to paint up, spray painting white. Hit the black on the joints and around the eyes and whatnot. He has a little bit of apothecary white, I think, on him. I think I might put a little bit more to give him a little bit more depth. But other than that, pretty good model all in all. TK-1974 is a 10-10 model. He's got a D10 to shoot, D10 for close combat. And his traits are leader, cool-headed, lightning fast, lucky, and the crew trait is tactical. So he should sound very familiar. And as such, we'll just go over the traits again. Leader does give him that +1 to recover shaken or wounded any model within 12 inches. Cool-headed is +1 to all shaken recovery rolls. Lightning fast, if shot at, makes a hard task roll of +8. If successful, the shooter misses. And then he's lucky. He can re-roll any one die roll once per turn. And then tactical does give him, or does give the crew, an additional specialist. And we'll be looking at them here shortly. TK-1974 does carry the standard E11 blaster rifle, which gives you a 12-inch short range, 24-inch long range. However, being a blaster, it is inaccurate. Inaccurate does make it a -1 to the shoot roll, but gives an extra +1 to wound rolls. He also does carry that combat knife. Again, in close combat, it gives him a winning the tie when the opponent does not have a close combat weapon. So that's TK-1974. Alright, this is TK-1980, our specialist. He is a standard Stormtrooper, one of the many faceless masses of troops that the Empire puts together. And in this model, your standard Stormtrooper carrying a heavy weapon. He does have a bit more apothecary white on him than TK-1974, and I gotta say he does look better all in all, in my opinion. So easy, again, they're easy to paint. So white, black on the joints. Probably could touch him up a little bit. You know what? That's okay. What are his traits? What does he carry? Well, his traits, he is a D10 shooter, D10 close combat. He does have loads of ammo and observant. Loads of ammo gives him the ability to ignore the first out of ammo roll. So if he is shooting and he rolls a 1 on his shoot, he gets to ignore that first one. And the reason for that is because of the weapon he carries, the DLT-19 Heavy Blaster Rifle. We'll look at the stats on that here in just a second. Observant, we've seen Observant on some of the Scout Troopers, but again, what that does is it allows him to spot hidden characters 12 inches away instead of the standard 6 inches, and he ignores the penalty when shooting at creeping models. As I said, he does carry that DLT-19 Heavy Blaster Rifle. The DLT-19 Heavy Blaster Rifle has a short range of 16 inches, a long range of 32 inches, and has AP1, ammo hog, is inaccurate, being that it is a blaster rifle. What that AP1 does is it ignores one level of armor. So if the target is heavy armor, then it knocks it down to medium armor. If the target has medium armor, it knocks it down as if it had no armor whatsoever, which is pretty handy. Ammo hog means that it will go out of ammo on a shot roll of 1 or 2. So loads of ammo really helps. It ignores that first out of ammo roll of a 1 or 2. And then inaccurate, of course, as we said, it's a -1 to the shoot roll, but it does give you that extra +1 to a wound roll when it does hit. So it's pretty hefty there. So that is TK1980. Our next specialist is TK1971. He is your basic Stormtrooper. Again, white, black, faceless, mask, etc. He is our second specialist, and the reason why he's a specialist is he gets the traits of steady and observant. So we already know what observant does. Spotting hidden at 12 inches instead of 6, ignoring the penalty, shooting at creeping models. But steady allows him to ignore shock and wound penalties when shooting, which is pretty handy for Stormtroopers. Really pretty handy for anybody, but in the world of the universe of Star Wars, steady is pretty handy. He too carries the E11 blaster rifle and the combat knife. Again, the E11 blaster has that 12-inch short range, 24-inch long range, and being a blaster is inaccurate. All right, we now have TK1970. He is, again, basic Stormtrooper, nothing fancy with him. All right, medic trait allows him to expend an action to roll 5+. If he rolls that 5+, he heals 1 wound. If he rolls a 1 or lower, he will inflict a wound. So he does have to be in base-to-base contact with the model receiving the medical treatment, but it's kind of nice to be able to knock one of those wounds off of some of these guys. So that's why we've got him with a medic. Again, that E11 blaster rifle he carries, the 12-inch short, 24 long, inaccurate. Lastly, we've got TK1987. Again, basic Stormtrooper. Nothing fancy with him either. White, black, kind of they all look the same. So TK1987 is loyal. He is not going to run. He will not leave the plane area while another member of the crew remains. He also carries the E11 blaster rifle and carries that combat knife. So there you have it, Stormtrooper crew. I've actually titled them the Stormtrooper Heavy Weapon Crew because of that DLT-19 Heavy Blaster Rifle in there. So they're going to be facing up against the Rebels in the Battle of Endor. I hope you all enjoyed the video. We're going to take a look at some of the close-ups of these models, and we'll see you next time.